Coming to you live from the MediaPlex in downtown Windsor. This is a presentation of St. Clair College Journalism.
It's Friday, and that means it's time for MediaPlex Friday Live, or for today, MediaPlex Zach Live. I'm Zachary Ballog, and I'll be your host, and you are in for a half hour of news, views, commentary, and maybe a few laughs. On today's show, we check in with Crime Stoppers. We see what's happening on the streets of Windsor, and we get scowled at by the LeBlancs. And of course, Weird News is alive and well. All this and more on MediaPlex Live. Crime Stoppers is one of our community partners, so let's check in with them.
Crime Stoppers is a nonprofit that relies solely on the support of the community for funding of our program. Our statistics prove that the program works to help keep our community safe. So far in 2024, we have assisted in 60 arrests, 143 charges laid, recovered 6 weapons, over $165,000 in property recovered, and seized $641,000 in drugs throughout Windsor and Essex County. If you know a crime that has happened or one that is about to take place, remember that you can report a crime to Crime Stoppers online at catchcrooks.com or by calling us directly at 519-258-TIPS. You will remain anonymous, you will not have to attend court, and you may be eligible for a cash reward. Thank you, Windsor-Essex County, for doing your part. I'm Police Coordinator Lauren Briscoe.
Make sure you grab your coats and your fluffy hats because it's another cold one out there. Current temps this morning is 9 degrees. Now, let's take a look at that 3-day forecast. Saturday, mostly sunny and a high of 13. Sunday, showers and a high of 15. And Monday, cloudy and 12. That's this week's weather. Make sure you stick around for Weird News because I have mysterious Australian substances and Martha Stewart is feuding with a famous Canadian celebrity. We'll tell you coming up. Remembrance Day is Monday, a time of year where we can pay our respects to those who fought for our freedoms.
The City of Windsor has a proud tradition of gathering with local veterans throughout the year to pay respects to those who have served and those who are currently serving. Large window decals honoring Remembrance Day with images from the Canadian War Museum are on display on the main floor of City Hall for the month of November. From November 8th to 12th, City Hall will be illuminated in red each night in honor of our veterans. Windsor's official Remembrance Day service will take place on Monday, November 11th at 11 a.m. at the Cenotaph in City Hall Square. Members of the public are invited to attend this outdoor service. Reporting outside City Hall here in Windsor, I'm Michelle Moana for MediaPlex News.
Immigration is an important part of our society, and many are trying to overcome the obstacles associated with it. Luna brings us this report.
The federal government is slashing the project number of new permanent residents. It's allowed into the country by at least 20%. That's down from the previous target, 500,000 per year.
Greetings. My name is Ghassan Saka, the Executive Director of the Integrative Canadian Group Organization. There is a different opinions about the new Canadian immigration strategy. Many argue that the limitation of immigration could impact Canada's economy, especially in sectors relies on foreign workers. Some say Canada multicultural society and lowering immigration numbers could hinder the country's cultural diversity and social fabric. Some supporters of the new law think lowering numbers allows for better integration of newcomers already in the country, ensuring that they have the access of resources and support.
This is a further reduction in 2026, decreasing the target to 380,000 permanent residents. This aims to stabilize population growth and reduce the strain on urban environment and public service.
Because we are already here, it concerns us less, but I do have friends who are planning to come to Canada for study or work or otherwise, and this news is a bit concerning because we don't know how it's going to go, what's the number of seats next year, what's allowed, what's not allowed, and stuff like that. So I kind of do feel for the people who are planning to come to this country in the future.
For MediaPlex News, I'm Luna Nujro.
The library is full of knowledge and insight. Georgia LeBlanc has the details.
I'm here at Windsor Public Library Central Branch, and did you know that there's tons of activities that go on every single day at different branches? Even with the internet in the digital age at our fingertips, it is still essential to support your local library. According to windsorpubliclibrary.com, in 2022, approximately 98,000 out of 230,000 Windsorites own a library card. This is all for good reason. The library offers hands-on experience while getting out of the house as well. Even though it seems like a quiet sanctuary for studying, the library can actually be quite fun with plenty of events offered. From seasonal scavenger hunts to roundtable discussions, the community calendar on the library's website gives you all the info about where and when these events are being held. The bulletin boards are also a great way to find out what's happening in our community. So make sure to check out what's happening at your local library at windsorpubliclibrary.com. And don't forget to return your books. I'm Georgia LeBlanc with MediaPlex News.
What is happening around town this week? Logan Wilder is going to fill us in.
This coming Saturday on November 9th, Carnival Noir, the Masquerade of Red Death, is coming to Windsor. It will be located in the Scare House on 1441 McDougall Avenue. Carnival Noir is a narrative performance with engaging acrobatics, elaborate characters and costumes, all with a macabre and Victorian-esque aesthetic and masquerade. After that, on November 16th, Amherstburg River Lights Winter Festival will be beginning again this year. With hundreds of LED lights displayed in between the town's two main parks to celebrate the Christmas season, it is a great location to visit while enjoying a nice day out. Also on November 16th, A Christmas Story, the musical, will begin showings at the Chrysler Theater at the downtown St. Clair campus. Starting at $35 for admissions, it is a great opportunity to go and enjoy the zany holiday story based on a 1983 hit movie. For MediaPlex Insider, I'm Logan Wilder.
Last week, we welcomed to the waterfront guests from the military. Let's watch.
All aboard the HMCS Harry DeWolf. The huge Navy vessel docked at Dieppe Gardens was hopping with locals from November 1st to 2nd. Former DeWolf sailor, Sailor Michaela Bustamante, said the Navy ship was visiting Windsor to recruit and show naval presence around Canada.
So this ship is HMCS Harry DeWolf. It's the first of the Arctic and Offshore Patrol Vessel class, also known as the Harry DeWolf class. She's designed to be a medium icebreaker and do constabulary patrol duties in Canada's northern waters.
Navy member Pierre Coet said even on the first day, plenty of people turned up to tour the ship.
It's the first day here, so a couple hundred people, I would say probably 500 people have came in so far to visit the ship. So it's a pretty good turnout, and hopefully tomorrow is going to be even better.
Meeting Coet's expectations, the next day, the crowd was lined up around the corner into the parking lot of Dieppe Gardens. Despite the wait time, the extravagant interior of the ship did not disappoint. The friendly tour guide explained what was on the deck and what its purpose was before leading the crowd upstairs into the control room. And if you waited through the long lines, it certainly paid off. I'm Georgia LeBlanc from MediaPlex News.
In the Navy, could sail the seven seas in the Navy. All right, I promise I won't sing again. 3 Minutes With is a segment where we talk with a guest here in the studio. Here's Joseph Bedard with more.
All right, hello. We're here with our 3 Minutes With, and who am I speaking to today?
My name is Bobby Suley.
What do you do here at Brimstone?
I have been the manager here for about 8 years, and I've been here for a total, it'll be 12 years in February.
All right, so my first question for you today is, as a card game store and like a card game business, I should say, how do you guys stay relevant in a digital age?
The way that I see it is everybody is always going to love the physical aspects of gaming, whereas the digital age has really picked up and you see a lot more of online gaming and things like that nature. We are all tabletop. So even though some things have gone digital, like I know Dungeons and Dragons and things like that have gone online, but people always just love a paper book or a paper card game. So I think we're pretty good.
What is the most popular event that you guys hold here at Brimstone?
So we have events that run every single day. I would say the most popular are probably our commander events, the Magic the Gathering commander events. We average anywhere from like 20 to 30 people. We run it twice a week because we had the demand for it. So I would probably say Magic the Gathering.
So I saw on the Brimstone website that you guys started in McGregor.
We did.
What made you decide to move to Windsor?
So many moons ago, they opened up the store in McGregor that happened to be, or was, right next to their home, the owner's home. And then we got going and we got busier and we grew. So we outgrew the little store in McGregor. And we moved to Windsor. We were on Walker Road for 3 years, and then we've been at this location since 2016. So, we moved because we kept growing. Mm-hmm. It's been a little bit of a rocky road, but like I said, people just love the interaction, the social interaction, the physical rolling of dice or the physical shuffling of cards. So, I mean, I think even though everything has gone quite digital, people will always come back to their roots, right? Yeah. So I think we'll be okay.
I'm sure you guys will be.
Yeah.
And for my final question, is there anything that you'd want to add about Brimstone? Anything that I haven't said, or just something that you'd like to mention?
I think the biggest thing for me for being a local game store, and even though you see a lot of our products, say in like Walmart or larger like corporations like that, we are very community driven. So even though you can buy our products elsewhere, we really do stand behind making sure in-store play is available and like just a good community of nerds coming out to play together, right? So support your LGS, I would say. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
I am a man. Last time I checked. I can change. I won't. But here's Kelly Scheffler.
Have you ever wanted to make a big change but didn't know where to start? Believe it or not, studies show people have better success sticking to small changes, and that can lead to big results. Cozy cardio is one example. It pairs light to moderate cardio with cozy surroundings, like using a treadmill while watching your favorite comfort show or playing your favorite video game. Fitness experts tend to agree that it helps people add more exercise into their day, which brings many benefits. Another great example is the Add Don't Subtract diet. Dietitians have been telling people for years that restricting your diet is harder to maintain, so it's no wonder people find it easier to add healthy options to their diet, like more sources of protein and fiber, instead of cutting out what they like. Many say it's working better for them than previous diets, since the healthy additions can help them feeling full longer or craving less junk food. Whatever changes you want to make in your life, start small, and you're more likely to meet those goals. For MediaPlex News, I'm Kelly Scheffler.
Serial killers. Now, isn't that a great topic? Don't these first-year journalists have some homework to do?
Hello, I'm Alex Da Silva. Today we're going to talk about the media influence on public perception of serial killers. The media has a huge influence on how the public perceives serial killers, shaping both fear and fascination. Movies, TV shows, and documentaries frequently portray serial killers as charismatic figures. This glamorization can distort reality, making it seem like these individuals are more intriguing than they really are dangerous. Such portrayals often overshadow the victims and the real-life consequences of these crimes. Today I'm here with Logan and Kelly, and we're going to talk about this. So,
hello. Where should we start?
So basically, obviously, we've had a couple of Netflix series that have been coming out. One like last year, Jeffrey Dahmer, and that was huge. And a lot of people like
Halloween costumes.
Yeah, I haven't watched it either, but the Halloween costumes were really off-putting. Just seeing everyone dress up as a serial killer is so strange.
Especially the one that is, I know it's not really a serial killer, but the one with like Lyle and Eric Menendez, there was a lot all over. Like a lot of costumes, and especially now TikTok and Instagram, like these guys are
it's like it's a platform for this kind of
these people.
Weird,
turning it trendy.
Turning it into a trend, exactly.
But I also really like it because like, or not really like, but
Find it interesting?
Find it interesting because a lot of people really like true crime nowadays. Like everybody just listens to podcasts, and
yeah, it's an industry.
It's all over, and people like just find it more interesting, and that's why nowadays like this is like more popular to like, you know, make a series about a serial killer, and it obviously blows up. I think the next Monsters series that they're going to do are going to be on John Wayne Gacy, and that's going to be a big one too, right? He was a big serial killer.
Another horrific individual that they're just promoting with stuff like this.
Well, I think human beings are generally morbid anyway. We're like morbidly curious about death and I think why people would do things. And, you know, the horror movie industry and how much the documentaries and everything and the podcasts about that stuff have blown up kind of show that. But I think at the same time, and then you have, I can't remember his name and I don't want to remember it, but one of the shooters, I think it was last year, was talking about, I mean, it's at least one that was talking about how famous he was going to get and they would remember his name and things like that.
That's also, yeah, like a big part of like big crimes nowadays. People want to be idolized, and, you know, even like in like Jeffrey Dahmer, like they said in the series, like he was getting like fan mail. You know, how it's messed up. Like how
Richard Ramirez.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of these people wanted to marry these people.
Charles Manson with his entire cult, exactly. Just the adoration some of these people get is almost putrid.
Yeah, it's just messed up, but a lot of people find it interesting in it.
Yeah, you could go up and ask anyone on the street what their favorite serial killer is, and they probably have an answer to that question.
Probably have at least like a top 3 list.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see like all the so in the Lyle and Eric Menendez case, like, did you see all the TikToks just of like him and
I haven't seen much about the Lyle Menendez case, to be honest. I don't pay attention to that kind of media.
No, but the actor Nicolas Chavez, they just made like a whole thing of him on TikTok, and it's just weird. But anyways, overall, the media plays a pivotal role in shaping how society views serial killers, often blurring the lines between reality and sensationalism. I'm Alexis Silva, here with
I'm Logan Wilder.
And
Kelly Scheffler.
And that's it. Thank you for listening.
Okay, if I may add into one of that conversation, they always pick the hottest actors to play serial killers. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Though if I had to have a favorite, it'd probably be the Zodiac. Anyway, the curtain has fallen on another WIF season, and it's a success. Vitzal takes a look at this year's festival.
The Windsor International Film Festival turns 20 in 2024, celebrating a major milestone.
We could be very, very proud. The lifespan of film festivals in North America is 2 years. So the fact that we're here celebrating 20 years is extraordinary.
The Windsor International Film Festival was founded by late businessmen Mark Pasquerol and Dennis Perlin in July 2005.
It was started by a group of community leaders and community volunteers, initially to just bring more traffic and business to the downtown. It wasn't set up just necessarily to be just a real film festival, set up just to be an activity to bring people downtown.
Ted Bizer, a local filmmaker, has been a part of the Windsor film industry since 2005 and considers the Windsor International Film Festival to be an opportunity to reach a broader audience.
For me, being a Windsor filmmaker, it's a really special time when I'm able to show my work to a local audience. And, you know, time and time again, you know, audiences have shown up, supported our films, you know, and so it's really special that we have this opportunity and this platform of WIF, you know, to showcase our films to local crowds.
According to Georgie, the Windsor International Film Festival's biggest achievements are the increase in the number of audience from 2,000 people in 2005 to expecting over 47,000 people in 2024. And the expansion quality of the program, where about 2,000 feature films are shown from around 50 different countries in a span of 11 days. In 2019, the Toronto International Film Festival awarded the Windsor International Film Festival as the largest volunteer-run festival in Canada.
To think that across all of Canada we're the largest volunteer-run film festival is extraordinary, and I think part of WIF's success is that it's been built by people here in Windsor, and we can all be very, very proud of that.
According to Georgie, the Windsor International Film Festival faced their biggest challenge during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2019.
Yeah, COVID was a huge one because live entertainment was really one of the most dangerous things that you could be doing during the pandemic. So COVID was an enormous challenge for us, but it brought us actually some enormous success, just different success. We had a lot of fun doing a drive-in. We Under the Stars for 2 years down by the waterfront, and we did a lot of work on our organization, a lot of behind-the-scenes work. So we're very proud of that. COVID was an enormous challenge, but ultimately it actually benefited us in some way.
The WIF Under the Stars took place at the front lawn of the Aquatic Centre from June 7 to June 9. The Windsor International Film Festival screened around 20 films, including some local and Canadian films like The Taste of the Things and Walkerville's Wilstead Manor, The Home That Shaped a Community, and Who's Your Father, The Movie Man, The Lebanese Burger Mafia, and others, as well as some internationally recognized films like Elemental, Twister, Harry Potter, and The Deadly Hallows Part 1 and 2. They also screened Barbie and Oppenheimer, making an unofficial Barbieheimer double feature. Apart from the WIF Under the Stars, they also have another event called the Mark Baskerville 40-Hour Flick Fest, in which filmmakers have to make a short film within 48 hours.
Lockdown of the pandemic, everything closed down, including WIF and its theaters. So, it was very easy for film festivals and movie theaters around the world to close their doors and say, sorry, like every other business, we don't have something to offer you. But that's not what Windsor International Film Festival did. They decided to create a lockdown edition and challenge filmmakers to create not only within 48 hours, but now without leaving their homes. How do you make a film with a whole team of people if you can't physically be in the same room? So a lot of people took that as a new challenge. It was a great opportunity to learn and stretch new muscles. I think, they took on the challenges of the lockdown and really came out ahead.
After WIF Under the Stars, the Windsor International Film Festival organized another event called the WIF Local Retrospective as a part of their 20-year celebration on June 21 to 23 at the Capitol Theatre, downtown Windsor. The WIF Local Retrospective gives an opportunity to local filmmakers from Windsor to showcase their films.
I think the event's great. There's 20 years of WIF. The festival's been around for 20 years. There's a lot of local movies that have been filmed in Windsor. Not a lot of people in Windsor know that films are made here. So dedicating an entire weekend to letting people see all of the short films and documentaries and features made here, I think is super exciting and just helps the filmmakers continue to find supporters and businesses and locations that will help them make films in the future.
After all these events as a part of their 20-year celebration, the Windsor International Film Festival 2024 runs from October 24th to November 3rd. When asked about their achievement and celebration,
this year's 20th anniversary is very much about the next 20 years, and we're looking very, very forward to the next 20. So we're very excited by that. It's a big way to celebrate, and a 20th birthday party for us is going to be pretty great.
Georgia LeBlanc's podcast is a weird news segment all on its own. I hope she doesn't come after my job.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to the LeBlanc Scowl. I'm your host, Georgia LeBlanc, guiding you through the years of my family shenanigans. Now, you don't necessarily need to bear the LeBlanc surname to be part of our family. Prime examples of honorary LeBlancs are our close family friends, Matt and Doug. While Matt was a family friend all along since the early 50s, Doug first appeared in the early 60s as a part of Nana and Papa's high school hangout crew. By the 70s and 80s, both earned the title of uncle by my dad and his sisters. One thing you need to be aware of is that Matt and Doug were polar opposites. Matt is sensitive and considerate, while Doug is potty-mouthed and outlandish. On the mic today is the one and only Matt Moore. who we interviewed in the car. Join me in the back seat of the Nissan Qashqai as we eavesdrop on Matt's recollection of his old friend.
He was a good guy, he was a nice guy, but he could get moody, and many times he's made plans with me, just all of a sudden at the last minute decided not to follow them through. He was just a very moody person all the time. You never knew what mood he'd be in, as others can attest to that, But other than that, he could be a lot of fun. But that was Doug, and we cared for him the way, we took him as the way he was, and he was generally a really good guy. Always laughing, that laugh of his, that deep laugh.
This brings us to the infamous Burger King incident. I'm quite sure Matt still has PTSD from this, so be warned. This might get emotional.
With his moods, you never know what he could be like. And we were in Burger King, and there was this girl in Burger King, and she was coughing quite a bit. So Doug made a few expletives about how she shouldn't be here, because what's she doing here? If she's coughing, let her stay home. I said, Doug, she's got as much right to be here as anybody else. Then he took his Coke, and he splashed it all over me, right in my face. And he walked out.
Believe it or not, Doug had a flourishing career as a radio host. My father, Jerry, chimes in.
Well, he was a DJ up in Kitchener. This radio station was Chime.
Yeah,
Chime
CHYM radio.
And didn't he work the graveyard shift?
He worked the night shift. He was called.
But he had a following.
He sure did. Women that couldn't sleep and that. They were all crazy for him.
Oh, they would. Yeah.
They followed him. They kept calling him.
So he wanted to change his name. So he really liked the song Mr. Lee.
Yeah.
And he needed an alias. So he kept his first name and he changed his last name to Lee.
But overall, the Doug friend experience was a good one.
And his big thing was always he wanted to pick up a bucket of chicken.
Yeah, but
let's get a bucket of chicken. He loved KFC.
The way he'd laugh. His laugh. And he was very unique.
Nowadays, Doug has gone MIA, last being seen by my aunt in 2015. If we ever find him again, the LeBlanc clan will truly be reunited. Well, that's all for now, folks. Come back next week to hear about the favorite child, Jerome, and his older sisters. I've been Georgia LeBlanc, signing off.
I say we just let Doug be for now. It's Friday, and that means it's time to get weird. Time for weird news. Something mysterious is washing up on Australian beaches, and scientists are puzzled about what it could be. A team of scientists have discovered what's inside thousands of slimy black balls, I don't know how any other way to describe it, people, that washed up on Sydney, Australia's famous sunny beaches. And it's way more disgusting than you think. While the mysterious substance was originally thought to be toxic tar balls formed from weathered oil, researchers from the University of New South Wales say it is likely human waste. Okay, public service announcement. Just because the fish can do it doesn't mean you should do it either. Time for the weirdest stories out of the Great White North. Stories that'll make you say, oh, Canada. There is something brewing between Martha Stewart and Canadian actor Ryan Reynolds. Last Friday's celebrity news account Pop Crave shared a quote from Stewart saying the Canadian actor is very serious. Stewart shared these thoughts as a special guest on a game show where she was asked what celebrities she thought survey participants had named the most fun to hang out with. He's a good actor. He can act very funny, but he isn't funny, said the TV personality. She then joked that she's probably going to get into trouble because the celebrities are neighbors. If Ryan Reynolds was my neighbor, I don't care how fun he is. That's the weirdness for this week. You can't make this stuff up. Now time for your dad joke of the week. Why do ducks have feathers? To cover their butt quacks. Thank you for tuning in. You have been listening to MediaPlex Live. On today's show, we've had contributions from Lauren Briscoe, Michelle Moana, Luna Alondro, Joseph Bedard, Georgia LeBlanc, Logan Wilder, Alex De Silva, Kelly Scheffler, Vetzal, and Jackson Bondi. I'm Zachary Bellog. See you again next time.
That was easy.